see from the bulletin, there's no children's sermon on Children's Church today, due to wanting everyone to be present for communion. When I think of communion, I think of the oneness of the church, the unity of the church. That unity is based on the broken body and shed blood of Jesus Christ, upon the kind of love we see from Him in the cross, when those who are responsible for His crucifixion are taunting Him, laughing about Him, mocking Him for saying He was God's Son, and that God has obviously failed Him because He's condemned as a criminal and as an insurrectionist against Rome, unpatriotic, you might say, at the least, and a blasphemer against God, the most evil, immoral person they could imagine. And they are laughing at Him from the foot of the cross. In Luke's gospel, Jesus says, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." If it were not for that spirit, there would be no Christian church that could be identified with Jesus Christ. If down through the 2,000 years or so of church history there had not been person after person after person following Christ and saying, "Father, forgive him or her or them, they know not what they do," if they hadn't lived by that spirit, the Christian church would have no witness whatsoever. And even though there have been countless hundreds of thousands who have done that, probably millions, still the church has over and over created a reputation of warfare and evil and refusing to walk by the love of Christ. I saw the church that I grew up in split over the fact that some people didn't want to give the cooperative program back in the days when most of the church members were sacrificing in order to give to that worthy goal to bring all Baptists together. And of course did not want to raise the pastor's salary, and our church actually split over that. They started another church. I remember one man saying he donated a piano to the new building that we'd just done, and he wanted his piano back. Childish. Just childish. And that man has been involved in other church splits since then, you might guess. If it were just childish, maybe we could laugh about it. I think we have to laugh because it hurts too bad sometimes to cry, as Adelaide Stevenson said. You wouldn't know who he is, but anyway. Let me tell you about somebody else you probably don't know. A fellow by the name of Francis Schaeffer was a brilliant theologian. He was a brilliant evangelical fundamentalist theologian who probably was the most brilliant theologian of that entire movement. And back in the early 70s, his son, Frank Schaeffer, took Francis Schaeffer's ideas, joined them with the religion and politics in America, and essentially took over religion in this country in ways that I don't know if we'll ever understand or fathom. One of the things that they did was to destroy the Southern Baptist Convention as we used to know it. Frank Schaeffer writes about that in his book, Crazy for God, in which he autobiographically tells about not only what was going on politically and religiously in America and around the world, but especially America, and what his father did about all of that, and what his mother did about all of that, and what he did about all of that, and how they helped to bring about the downfall of conventions like the Southern Baptist Convention. But he also tells about what was going on in their home.